Well, while we have all been distracted with the primary here in the United States of America, the mainstream media has been purposefully ignoring something going on behind the scenes. Now, I am super stoked that Donald Trump took Iowa. Big fat amen to him, and I hope he continues to do that in New Hampshire and multiple other states, and I honestly believe he will. But the mainstream media has been ignoring pressure that has been mounting regarding World War III, and I have to tell you, things aren't getting better right now, and I would not put it past the Democrats if some kind of world war were to start, God forbid, before the 2024 election, which could even, by the way, pause the entire election, which would be to the benefit of Joe Biden, right? But I digress. There is a lot going on, and I want you guys to be aware of it. For starters, I want to start with this article that I found on Newsweek because Russia is basically sending us a message right now. And here it is. Putin ally says World War III will definitely begin soon in the Middle East. It goes on to state that Margarita Simonyi, editor-in-chief of the Russia state-owned broadcast RT, predicted on Monday that World War III will definitely break out in the Middle East. In a series of posts to X, former Twitter, Simonyi, who the U.S. State Department deems a Kremlin propagandist, raised questions about when world powers, including the U.S., would spark a major conflict, although she claimed that Russia will sit out of the impending war. But she goes on, and here's what she said specifically, quote, "And now the Third World War," Simonyi posted to X Monday morning. "Whether a world war will break out now or a little later depends on whether Washington believes it will be useful to it now before the elections or vice versa. Judging by the choral silence of the American media, they are still thinking," she concludes. "A world war will definitely start," Simonyi said in a separate post on Monday, "and with almost complete probability, precisely," she says, "in the Middle East." Now, right now, there is a lot of rocking and rolling, so to speak, in the Middle East, as we have tensions there in the Red Sea with the Houthi rebels. We now have Iran, as I'm going to show you in a moment, shooting off missiles to Pakistan, and I believe Pakistan's talking about some possible retaliation. We have Israel with Gaza and Hamas and what's going on there, and things are not settling down. Things are getting worse, especially with Joe Biden in charge. Now, she is not the only one, the only Putin ally warning about or saying that World War III will definitely begin in the Middle East. She's not the only one saying that. But before I dive into that, I want to remind you, check out my partner here, Noble Gold Investments, by going to lisahavengold.com. Look, global financial storms are brewing right now, but thankfully, thousands of investors who invested in precious metals and gold and silver with Noble Gold Investments are smiling. They know that whatever happens, their investments are going to be safe from turmoil. Well, your investments can too. All you have to do is give them a call at the number on the screen, and they'll talk you through, potential 401k, an IRA backed by gold, silver, precious metals, or you can fill out this information here on Lisa Haven Gold. Click Get It Now, and they're going to send you this gold and silver investment guide for free. And by the way, with any approved plan, they are giving away this 3-ounce America Virtue coin. You want more information? Click that more button, or if you're on your phone, click that more button or click in the description box below. All right. So here is another mouthpiece from Kremlin, basically, that's warning of or stating that World War III is already underway. Take a look here. And this is on LondonLovesBusiness.com. Kremlin mouthpiece warns NATO World War III is already underway. And you can see this was just published January 16th. But this goes on to state that Vladimir Putin's ally, Vladimir Solovenya, warned on state-run TV channel Russia 1 that Russia are, quote, confronted with a formidable enemy. We are dealing with the collective West, so to speak, which means more than 50 countries. He added, some of them are not Western. The West is no longer a geographical term. Either way, they will get the economy going and move it onto a war footing. He concludes that we are moving towards World War III. In my opinion, it is already underway. And by the way, he says, Donald Trump thinks that as well. And I do believe he's not wrong about Donald Trump thinking that World War III is already underway. So here we have two Kremlin people talking and saying, hey, Russia already basically believes that we are in World War III, that it's going to start in the Middle East. And the truth of the matter is, there is a lot of stuff going down right now with Iran. And again, the mainstream media is quiet on it, just silent. Take a look at what I'm talking about here. This is on theguardian.com. Iran strikes militant bases in Pakistan in latest Middle East flashpoint. It goes on. Iran has launched airstrikes on Pakistani territory, apparently aimed at a Sunni militia group in the latest sign of a wave of violence rolling across the Middle East and beyond. Now, Iran and Pakistan have long held tense relationships, in large part because of the activities of the separatists there and other militia groups in the border area. However, this would mark a significant escalation of the territory of its nuclear armed neighbor. It goes on. The strikes in Pakistan came less than a day after Iranian missile strikes in Syria and Iraq, part of a string of reprisals against Tehran's enemies in the wake of the double suicide bombing in the city of Kerman on the 3rd of January, which killed more than 80 Iranians. Islamic State IS claimed responsibility for that attack. It is unclear whether Tehran believes Josh al-Ida is also involved or is just lashing out against foes to satisfy domestic calls for vengeance. So there you have it. We literally have Iran striking military bases or militant bases in Pakistan. And we also have them, as you saw in the report here, coming within just days of missiles that they've sent into Syria and Iraq. Things are not good right now in the Middle East. In fact, Pakistan has responded, and as far as I know, they're talking about actual retaliation. Take a look here. This is on New York Times. Iranian strike leaves Pakistan with no easy option for response. Retaliation could risk drawing the country, which is already mired in political and economic crisis, into the Middle East upheaval that it has so far managed to avoid. Well, I don't think it's going to be avoiding it much longer because they're definitely now getting involved in that constant infighting there in the Middle East. So Syria, Iraq, Pakistan, Iran, the Houthi rebels, Hamas, the Gaza area, Israel. It is literally on fire. We've even had threats from Turkey threatening to get involved at one point. We have Russia, everything that's going on with Russia and Ukraine. We have, by the way, China and North Korea kind of watching things from behind the scenes. And let me show you this. This is on dailymail.co.uk. Joe Biden is struggling to keep his head above water as U.S. is challenged by Iran and Russia, and China and North Korea are taking notes. Experts say, as they warn, inaction now will cost American lives later. So everybody's looking. I mean, I thought these global organizations were supposed to stop wars. Well, so much for that. No. Organizations like the UN and the World Economic Forum and all these organizations that promised unity have done nothing but steal our freedoms. And by the way, something else that is going on there in the Middle East, and this is a huge part of it as well, and this is on The Guardian, U.S. is launching has launched fresh strikes on the Houthi rebels there in Yemen, the military says. And obviously, we've got these Houthi rebels that have now been reclassified as terrorists. For whatever reason, the Biden administration took them off the terrorist list in February 2021. Well, who knows why, right? But CNBC, Biden designate Houthi terrorist group as U.S. ramps up Red Sea counterstrikes. Well, thankfully, they're back on the list again, seeing that they're blowing up our ships there in the Red Sea, which the Houthi rebels are saying they're doing that in response to what's going on in Gaza. But needless to say, this is really going to impact our shipping here in the United States. Things are going to go up. This is going to cost you and I very dearly if this continues there on the Red Sea. And these are huge economic red flags going up all over the place. Meanwhile, the mainstream media is seriously not putting all these pieces together and not giving you the entire picture of what is really going on. We are on fire, which coincidentally is exactly what the Bible predicted there in God's book, where he talked about wars and rumors of wars in these latter days. Well, this is exactly what we are seeing. Anyhow, with that, I love all of you. As a quick reminder, get to restrictorrepublic.com. We are posting exclusive information about what's truly going on. You don't get all the information here on YouTube because we are posting that exclusive content to that platform. And I really don't want you guys to miss what is going on. And right now, you can use the coupon code Lisa and the number 5, Lisa and the number 5, to get it for $5 per month. Anyhow, I really hope to see you guys there. I love you all. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.